everybody, it's Natasha of NatashasKitchen.com, and today we're doing something really fun. We are going to tour our beautiful and organized pantry. So many of you guys have been asking for this, and it's finally here. But before we hop in, I want to show you guys the before and afters. Anna from Home Aligned helped take our pantry from zero to hero, and now it is a space that I love to be in. So let's check it out. Come on. Welcome to my pantry. Ta-da! Doesn't it look fabulous? Anna did such a great job. Thank you, Anna. Everything from the floor, she added this super cozy rug, all the way up. She decorated, she organized. Oh, she added so many cute containers and labels, and I just love being in this space. And I'm gonna show you everything we have in our drawers. We're gonna start with this section over here, the fun stuff. So my husband's combat powder, of course, and this is a refill for the jar that we keep on the counter. And then we also have our go-to quick pancake mix. This is Pamela's brand. I love this stuff. We always keep a batch in the pantry. And then refill for chia seeds. We get that big old pack at Costco. Love those. We put them in our yogurt with homemade granola. We have a recipe for that on our site. All right, and then going to drawer number 2, we have our son's lunchbox station. We've got his menus printed here, his water bottles, the lunchbox that he uses, which is so fun. And I will link to this in the notes if you want to get your hands on the same kind. Thermos. I have some lunchbox ideas on my site for how to use these to pack a hot lunch for school. So fun. And then down here, we just have some refills on condiment type things. Some jalapeno peppers. We love these. We put them in our guacamole. I love spicy. And then of course, ketchup, mustard, pickles, mayo, refills on all the important things in life. And then on to our next section. We have our grains. One of the grains that we love is buckwheat. Super good for you. And I think it's gluten-free and just really tasty. I have some recipes for that too. Always keep a stash of that. And then just things like rolled oats that we use to make our homemade granola, and then steel cut oats, which again, I have a great recipe for this. Breadcrumbs, so just simple grain type things. We keep our chicken and beef broth over here. All right, and over here we have the potatoes, garlic, and onions, and the garlic and onions actually came from my mom's garden. Homegrown garlic tastes so good. And if you guys want to see their garden, we did a tour of it a couple years ago, and it is just the most incredible homegrown garden you will see. So make sure you check that out. So always keep those restocked because onions and garlic and potatoes are very important in my life. Okay, and while we're down here we keep our refills for flour. Got those labeled, and I love these labels. And everything I have in this video, I will leave links to all the containers, the labels, everything I can. I will let you know where I got them so you can get them too. We've got all of our sugars. There's some almond flour in here. So basically these refill the containers that we keep up on top so that I have quick and easy access to these things when I'm baking. Further down in here, we keep things like our waffle maker. There's a popcorn maker back there. It's so fun to make homemade popcorn. Some vases, just some random doodads. And then up here, again, refills on things like olive oil, vinegar, coconut oil. We've got some big old bag of baking soda that I didn't remember we had. Yay! And then a little pasta maker attachment that I still have to experiment with. I'm excited for that. Okay, onward. Now I'm gonna show you the most dangerous section in all of the pantry, the snack attack section. All right, I'll show you why it's dangerous. It's because snacks and sweet treats, mostly stuff for the kids, some of the things for mom, and just snacks that the kids can come and get. We try to keep healthy-ish items in here, but okay, we'll just leave that right there. Next, we have the more snack attack section. All right, we have kettle corn, some M&Ms, sunflower seeds, and pumpkin seeds. My husband loves to munch on those. Some roasted sunflower seeds. And then we have chocolate covered somethings, blueberries. I love Trader Joe's for this kind of random chocolate covered stuff. Some nuts for snacking. And down here, we have more snacks. Oh, surprise, surprise. Some healthy snacks, some not so healthy. And then we have some refills for tea. We have a tea station over by our coffee station, and these are just some extra ones that we love. Now, onto that side. There's more. There's so much more. All right, let's get going. So down here we have, come on down. All right, so here we have refills for things like coffee and some cereal boxes that we restock our canisters up on top. This is my daughter's favorite cereal. She loves it so much. And I love that it doesn't have food coloring. So you get the marshmallows without the colors. All right, and that is our canning stock pot. And we also keep these handy foil containers down here for traveling. They actually wash well, we reuse them. Also for smoking meats, these are super handy, and I will link to these, as well as our canning pot that I love. Inexpensive things that make life better. Okay, now, next section, right here. Here we have the pasta drawer, and I am just such a sucker for pasta. I love pasta. And this isn't all the pasta, this is just refills for the pasta that's up there. I'll show you that later, but egg noodles, love those. And then I love all the pastas, but I think my favorite noodle type pasta or spaghetti type pasta is angel hair. I don't know why, I've just always loved angel hair, even just with like a whole bunch of butter. Notice I didn't say a little bit. All right, and then we always keep some store-bought marinara sauce in the pantry. And I wanna know, what's your favorite store-bought marinara sauce? So let me know in the comments. And next section, we have more snacks. I love my snacks, as you can see. We have a tortilla chips. And we buy these, oh my goodness, by like the truckload at Costco. We eat so many chips. I love that these are organic and not too oily. They taste great. Then we have my favorite like naughty chips, like junk food chips. It's these salt and vinegar chips. Oh my, those are dangerous for me, but worth it. And then over here we have our popcorn bin. We have an entire bin dedicated to popcorn. So we have the popcorn for home popping, which we use our popcorn maker for. And then these from Trader Joe's, and then the sweet kettle corn, which is my favorite. And that's it for the snack drawer. Now, let's move on. And our last set of drawers over here. In the first one, we keep just some refill things that we also stock in our kitchen. Extra foil, extra plastic wrap, and then gloves. And I'll link to these. We use these just to reduce the amount of hand washing I have to do because my hands get dry from all that hand washing. These are so handy to have on hand. Handy to have on hand. I'm good. Oh, stop it. All right, and then we also have some refills for our food saver. I love my food saver. I'll talk about that a little bit. And some bag clips. Then moving down here, we have tuna and salmon. That's a lot of tuna and salmon and sardines. I'm not sure what's going on, why we have so much. I think we're planning for like end of the world. I guess I should start eating sardines because I have a lot. And down here, we've got some more refills and canned things. I have my homemade applesauce, and make sure you find the recipe for this on my site. It's the easiest thing ever if you have a lot of apples to make this. And then we also have homemade vanilla extract that is brewing. It is 2 ingredients. I have a recipe for this on my blog. So that is in process right now so I can refill my jars later. And then we have some raw honey and some homemade canned tomatoes, and I updated my canned tomatoes recipe if you want to find that on my blog too. And then we have some more just canned things that we like to stock. Pineapple for when you've got the pineapple munchies, a little extra can of sweetened condensed milk, Rotel because we do like the Rotel and those dips. Sausage queso, baby. Oh, yum, yum. Okay, and then we also have pumpkin pie mix and some crushed tomatoes for recipes, of course. I love to have a well-stocked pantry. All right, moving up in the world. Let's talk about what's on our counters, okay? We use these things all the time. We start out with my husband's protein powder jar, every day almost. And then I love Anna's idea from Home Aligned to put in a little sandwich station. How cute is this? And because of this, I kid you not, I eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches all the time now. Is that a good thing? I don't know. Right next to the toaster, super convenient. And then moving on over here, we have, this is my inspiration. I open up to something that makes me want to cook or bake. This is the inspiration station. I like that, I rhymed. And this is where I keep like something that'll inspire me to bake or cook. When I walk in here, it just kind of makes the pantry look prettier. I love that there's like decor in here, where before it was like chaos. Now it's beautiful. Isn't that awesome? And then my bowl of lemons. I love fresh lemons and lemon zest in so many of my recipes. And then here we have some flours, some sugars, and some rice, just some canisters that I like to refill from the stashes that I keep down below. All right, over here, more snack station. Okay, this is, our pantry has become extremely dangerous. I mean, we had a lot of these things to begin with, but now I can see them and they speak to me when I walk into my pantry. Is that a good thing? I don't know. This section isn't just the sweet treats that tempt me. This is also my supplies of coconut and my baking chocolate chips, which is awesome because I can always see what I have on hand, and then I have at least enough for a recipe, and when these are running low, I refill them, and that's also how I can know what I need to buy. It's amazing. I'm way less likely to run out of stuff when I need it. Okay, over here we have some more snack type things. We have the almonds, which we keep the refill bag down below, and then these walnuts are from my mom's tree, and dates, super fun to munch on. And then at the end of our counter, we have some small appliances that we use all the time. The first one is our food saver. This one is amazing because it can seal chip bags, cereal bags, whatever kind of bags you want. And it keeps food fresh for longer. We also use it to freeze things. So it is amazing for protecting food, keeping the air out, which is what ruins food. And I will link to this. I love, love, love this tool. And then our blender we like to keep in here because I love this blender. It is a workhorse. It is super powerful, but sometimes it gets a little loud. So we like to keep it in the pantry. Okay, now we're gonna go up to the top shelves. These are the things that we use all the time. Up here, I love that these things are easy to see and easy to grab. So these are everybody's favorite cereals. Of course, my daughter's little marshmallow ones that she snacks on all day. And I love these containers because, and I think they're worthwhile refilling because they're easy to use for pouring. For kids especially, there's no more cereal mess. And you can see how much you have left. So I will link to these containers in the notes. Helps me for restocking. And then our waffle cakes. We do have a recipe for a waffle cake with dulce de leche frosting. It is so good and super easy. So we like to keep these for parties. It makes for a super fast cake. And then for my baking, I love these containers. When I'm ready to bake something, I come in here, I grab what I need, and just take it with me. And I can always see that I have a certain supply on hand, and I refill these with my stash from down below as needed. So I've got all the basics: flour, sugar, brown sugar, cocoa, baking powder, baking soda. We've even got some potato starch hidden back there, but these are the things that I reach for the most often. Then in this corner, we have our sauce station, and I love these little turntables. And again, I'll link to these in the notes, but you can kind of look at everything that you have, and it is super convenient to get stuff. And then we have some more baskets. These baskets are so fun. I love that you can label them and keep things organized, and they're really pretty. So here we have like a gazillion crackers that we keep. I love these graham crackers for crusts, for cheesecakes, and lots of other things. And then this is really good with a brie cheese with honey and walnuts. I have that tutorial on my website, by the way. Okay, and then we have some miscellaneous baking items. This is where I stash my cinnamon sticks, my little liquors, extracts, and of course, sprinkles, because everybody loves sprinkles. And I keep these high up because if I don't, they tend to disappear. I don't know who does it, but someone has been eating my sprinkles. True story. I love collecting different kinds of sprinkles. So that stays up here. And notice what this says, a chocolate. I love chocolate, and this is our extra chocolate stash. So what I keep in here is refills for the containers that I keep on the counter. So we've got dark chocolate, regular milk chocolate, white chocolate, all kinds of chocolate. Okay, and then right over here, we've got our salts, vinegars, and oils that we use often. So again, the turntable is so convenient. This stuff, I love this stuff. I love homemade, but it's awesome to keep a stash of these, the Nona Pia. I will link to these. There's 2 flavors, I like them both. Here's the other one. Salt, vinegar, a little bit of avocado oil, all the good stuff. And then sesame oil for all the stir fries and fried rice. Such good stuff. It makes Asian food taste really authentic. So if you see that in a recipe, just go and buy it and use it. You will love it. Okay, on to the pasta. Remember, I'm a sucker for pasta, and I crave pasta even more when it's pretty like this. Seriously. I'm like, oh, pasta. So we've got all different kinds of pasta that we make often, and again, it's nice to see them this way because they're pretty and I can see how much I have. And then we have some brown rice and some medium grain rice there, and croutons. It looks like I need a refill of my croutons. I usually keep the bag down below, and then we keep the rolled oats here that we can refill as we go. Now on to the canned foods that we stock, and what we primarily use these things for is like homemade marinara sauce, and then we use the beans for chili, and corn we use to add to guacamole. So we have some basic things that we always keep on hand, and we love to buy organic cans because they have the non-BPA liner, so we feel good about that. And then of course I always have a stash of sweetened condensed milk because I could drink this stuff. It's so good. I use it in a ton of my recipes. All right, now we'll go to the top row and show you what's up there. That's where we keep all of our pretty pots and pans and bakeware. And up here, I have my Dutch ovens, and I switch those out in my videos, so you'll see those on the stove in the background, and those get changed with every video, and it's so fun to have all the colors. I'm working on my collection. I need a few more colors, but they look so pretty in the pantry. And over here, we keep our jar of bay leaves. And these actually come from my mother-in-law's yard. She grows bay leaves. Oh, they smell so good. And they make soups taste really good. That's why you'll often see bay leaves in our soup recipes. And last but not least, we have our drinks. So we like to keep a supply of fun party drinks up here for when we have company. Always keep a good stash of those. And up here, hidden, tucked away, are our liquors that we use both for making vanilla extract. I use those for cakes all the time and different desserts that I have on my website. I hope you guys are so inspired going through our pantry tour and looking in our drawers. If you guys want to see a fridge tour or any other tour, let me know in the comments, and make sure you check out Anna from Home Aligned on all her channels. If you've got that organizing itch, you will get so much inspiration from her. And again, thank you, Anna, for making our pantry a place that I really love.